the Evergreen Media Network studios. Brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Honestly, without Treasure Coast Community Health, I think we'd be a much poorer community in terms of our health. We're always striving to fill the gap for everyone in the community, rich or poor.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Community Conversations. As you know, I am the CEO of Treasure Coast Community Health because I'm here every single week with wonderful people from around our community. Health is so integrated with other things, physical health, mental health, all the emotional health. And so today we're going to touch on a little bit of all of those as we talk about the Gifford Youth Orchestra, GYO, and its new leader. So welcome aboard.
Well, thank you, Vicki. It's great to be here. Appreciate the opportunity to talk about the Gifford Youth Orchestra and the things we're doing.
Yeah, it's moving and changing. After so many years of growth, we're going to talk about what else is new. But you have brought someone new with you.
I have. I brought with us Jennifer Trapp. Jennifer has become our recently hired Chief Philanthropy Officer. But what's unique about that is Jennifer was born and raised in Gifford, and she left to make her mark professionally, and we were able to get her to come back to our community. So I thought I'd ask Jennifer to come along today and kind of introduce herself back to the Vero Beach community.
Thank you for having me. Yes, I was born and raised in Gifford, so I'm a child of Gifford.
Did you graduate from?
Vero Beach High School.
I had that feeling.
Vero Beach High School. So I come back every year, but now I've decided to come back and stay. And the reason that I'm coming back to stay is my parents are still here, and my dad taught band in Vero Beach and Gifford for about 40 years, and my mom taught here.
Wow.
And they were involved with the Gifford Youth Orchestra, and they said, Jennifer, you got to continue the legacy. And Crystal and Casey called me and they said, we would love for you to come and work with us.
Mm-hmm. And nobody can say no to
you
Crystal.
Cannot say no to Crystal Bujol.
No.
And especially because I was classically trained musician. So this is something that is near and dear to my heart. So
I bet it is.
Music was everything to me when I was the age of these young people, and I know it encouraged me to go on and have confidence to go out into the world and do things. So I want to kind of give back.
That is awesome. I was just sitting here thinking, Casey didn't grow up in Gifford, but clearly he's been in music his whole life.
I did, but I grew up here in Vero Beach. Yeah, our family came here in 1966.
Wow.
And bringing it full circle, my dad was the band director at Vero Beach High School. That's what brought our family to the community. So
no kidding.
Jennifer and I have huge legacies to fill with our fathers. Her dad was the band director at Gifford High School, and then when they converted it to the middle school, he stayed on that position. And and then with my dad was at Vero Beach for 3 years before he went to Indiana Community College at that time and started the music program. So music's an integral part of our lives, and I think that's why we both feel so strongly and passionate about helping the kids in Gifford have that opportunity to reach some of their goals.
Absolutely. You don't know, but I took music as well from about the second grade on, which in those days was pretty unusual, but the city of Detroit was doing that, and my parents signed me up because music was a strong part of his life. He and his cousin had a band, so but it was a jazz band, back in those days, not like guitars. It was clarinet and trumpets and saxophones.
Mm-hmm.
So I can relate, and I encourage everyone whose child is not yet taking a musical instrument to find a way to do that, whether it's strings or horns or percussion. It as you say, it's just such an important part of your life. It teaches you discipline. You got to cut out time to practice, even if you don't want to, and a lot of other life skills. So when do the GYO kids get to start?
Well, so we actually start them as early as 5 years old, and we've actually got a couple of young people starting piano at 4 years old this year. During the pandemic, Dr. Bajol and the leadership team were really wise to open up Zoom lessons, but realized that not all the string players are going to do it. So they opened up the opportunity for vocal and piano.
Nice.
So we not only do strings, but we do vocal and piano as well. And those students can start as early as 4 or 5. I started playing piano in first grade. That was the lessons I took. And for boys particularly, it's great for the dexterity, the just training your hands and the muscles, because boys don't, grow as quickly as girls. That
I was going to challenge you on that boy thing.
Well, it's the eye-hand coordination thing is all that documentation. But to your point, music not only provides a chance to be aesthetically pleasing, but one of the pillars of what we do with the students is they perform. They get on stage, they stand in front of an audience, they perform, and you know what? Everybody's going to clap for a kid.
Absolutely.
And so we're building their confidence, and we're building those characteristics in them that aren't necessarily music. Some of our students have done tremendously well, and they've gone on to music careers. But many of them, we're helping just give them the self-confidence to be who they are and who they want to be, and have that opportunity. And as you said, we're teaching them discipline. It takes discipline in the arts. And so the things we do, one of our pillars, every semester we have a concert, and every single student will perform, whether it be the full concert or whether it be a recital. And then our top group is last year, thanks to the pandemic being over, we're able to get out and perform in the community. They did 11 concerts last spring from January to April.
Really?
And people called and called and called. It's true. They played for a Habitat for Humanity gala up at Rock City. And I had 9 phone calls the next Monday saying, we want your kids, we want your kids, we want your kids.
Wow, that's awesome.
And so that became a really exciting part of what we were doing, is getting the word out there that we're back, we're up and running. And those concerts led to even further enrollment. Kids heard about it, parents heard about it, a lot of word of mouth.
But you're right, that the earlier you start, the more it just feels natural to the kids. I didn't have my son in piano to do his little thing on stage until he was a 4th grader. And he was pretty very nervous compared to the younger kids. They were just like, okay, I'll do this, But by 4th grade, you're kind of into your peers and, am I going to look silly? How bad am I going to screw up, And is my hair good, as they get older?
It was funny last year. I mean, working with the GYO in the fall, the string kids, I was into that. But at the December recital, a young man, I won't use his name, was 6 years old, got up on stage, and we had included that they would introduce themselves, what they're going to play it, and then either recognize your accompanist or bow. And he got up there and said, I'm so-and-so, and I'm playing a scale. And he sat down, and he played that scale so well, he played it twice. And he got up and took the biggest bow.
That was his moment in the sun. You weren't going to cut him short.
And the smile on his face. Oh, yeah. And that's the moment that I really bought into what we're doing. It was just one of the salient moments, We've had so many of them. So we're excited about it, and we've got a great fall. The kids had a good summer. We go 12 months a year. We don't take the summer off.
Wow.
And so the kids had that opportunity to perform or rehearse in the summer. Okay. And we're getting ready for our big fall concert, which is next Saturday, November 11th. It's Veterans Day. We're going to have some music that would honor some of our veterans as well. But it's also unique, and it's the 20th anniversary of the concert. When Dr. Bajol started back in 2003 with about 6 students, they have done an annual fall concert.
I didn't realize that.
And so this will be actually the culmination and the end of our 20th year celebration and things we've done.
And where's the concert at?
It's at the Emerson Center. We're going big.
Big time.
Yeah, we're going big. It's the 20th anniversary. So we're at the Emerson Center. It's going to be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So that allows folks to go out and do their veterans activities in the morning if they're interested, and then maybe grab a bite to lunch and come on over and hear the kids play.
Perfect.
And so we start at 1, and then there will be a reception afterwards to celebrate the 20th anniversary. And everyone's welcome to come out, participate.
Is there a fee?
There's a donation that we're asking at the door, but it's not a required fee at all. We've always done free concerts, but we're asking a $5 donation. If you can help us out the door, that'd be great. But the reception afterwards, we'll do some special things to recognize our Volunteer of the Year and some of those kind of things. But it's open to the public, and we encourage everybody to come out because, again, the larger the audience, the more we're building those kids' confidence and esteem. And being at the Emerson Center will be unique and special. We're excited about that.
Yeah, that is very nice. So those $5 might go towards a building fund?
Could
I understand
be.
You guys got some land this past year.
We did, and part of the reason we actually recruited Jennifer to come to join us. We were blessed to have a bequeath, and we used that to buy some property. We are starting our capital campaign, and we've already started. We have a 7-figure gift already secured to build our own building. We talk about the kids and what we're doing, but we're really kind of vagabonds. We're at Dodgertown Elementary School, we're at the Gifford Community Center, we're at Gifford Middle School, and we appreciate the support of all those organizations to give us space to rehearse. But we need a home for ourselves. And again, Dr. Bergeau's dream has always been to have a facility, a standalone. And when I was hired last year, that was one of the mantras I was given. Can you get us there? And I said, sure. Well, actually, my wife said, sure. She said, sure. I'm like, okay. So we're that process. We spent the year planning and preparing, and now we're trying to raise the funds to get out there and hopefully get construction going. We've had several grants and other things. So, yeah, we're off the races.
So what's the vision look like? Is it a single-story building? Is it divided into like practice rooms?
It's twofold. The front lobby will hold up to 100 people so that we can do some recitals, lectures, concerts in that area.
And celebrations.
Yes, and not just music. I mean, we want to get back to the community in Gifford. It's right on Martin Luther King Drive on 45th Street, or that'll be the location. And we'll have 6 practice rooms that are all acoustically designed for very ambiances. Kids can record themselves in a studio, or they can be in a live audience. It'll change the acoustics of the room.
Oh, nice.
Or a cabaret scenario. And then we'll have an ensemble room that'll be for chamber ensemble or choir. Okay. And then the key element is we put in 2 professional recording studios.
That's very unique.
It is. And the thought there was that we have one that would host 1 to 4 kids, and then one that could hold 12 to 16. And the purpose for that is to have the students teach them how to record themselves and make some professional recordings. But also we plan to make that part of our general budget by renting it out and leasing it for a time if musicians in the area want to come in. And our students will be learning the engineering portion and the podcasting too as well. So we want interaction between musicians, but also teaching the students a life skill, because so much in the media world today, marketing, all those kind of things, engineering. So we plan on making an educational facility by there. Yeah.
That's awesome. I was asking our producer last week, where did you learn all of this? And he said, I went to college. And kudos to him. But, as we have to have a variety of opportunities for our kids. Not everybody can go to the college. Not everybody wants to go to college, but employable skills, things that will drive them forward is awesome. So we're going to take a short break for a word from our sponsors, and when we come back, we'll talk about more of what's going on.
Thank you.
Treasure Coast Community Health in-house pharmacies have the lowest prices in Indian River County, even lower than big box pharmacies. Taking your medication as prescribed leads to better health. Affordable medicine makes it easier. Treasure Coast Community Health patients can pick up medicine as they leave the office or use free delivery and mail order services. Pharmacists are always available to answer questions. Switch to TCCH pharmacies. Save money, stay healthy. 772-257-8224 and ask about our price match.
Your grandkids struggle. You've helped your kids through their struggles. What about yours? Back in your day, nobody talked about feelings, emotions, or mental health. Times have changed. It's your time to unstruggle. When life is a struggle, getting help shouldn't be. Unstruggle.org.
Is owning a home your goal? With the rising cost of rent, you could be saving a lot of money by owning your own home. At Caliber Home Loans, we can help make home ownership a reality. Meet with us for a free consultation and get on the right path to buy the home of your dreams. For Caliber, home loans is all we do. We use local appraisers and offer a variety of loan options to fit your lifestyle and budget. Call us today, 844-GO-CALIBER, license number CHL15622, Caliber Home Loans, TreasureCoast.com.
Celebrate Thanksgiving the old Florida way at Marsh Landing Restaurant. Enjoy traditional dinners with all the trimmings. Make reservations now and let Marsh Landing do all the work. Marsh Landing in historic downtown Fellsmere. online at marshlandingrestaurant.com.
Vendors, come be a part of the Downtown Country Hoedown, a big old gathering of folks with a hankering for what you're selling. We've got space for you, vendors. We've got live music with Nashville recording artist Thomas Tillman, plus midway games, a mechanical bull, line dancing, beer, food, contest, and prizes. All we're missing is you. Vendors, join us at the Downtown Country Hoedown Black Friday, November 24th at 6 p.m. in downtown Vero Beach. Contact egreenmedia.com.
And welcome back to Community Conversations. If you're just joining, my name is Vicki Soule. I'm the CEO of Treasure Coast Community Health, and I have to put in a plug for all of my marvelous staff that see so many of our residents of Indian River County and beyond. We are a federally qualified health center. No, that doesn't mean that we are totally supported by the feds. Ha ha, you should know better. But they do provide oversight for us and a lot of comparative data, and they expect us to demonstrate very high standards. So if you are without a provider, whether it's medical, dental, behavioral health, I would encourage you to consider coming to Treasure Coast Community Health. My own family has for years. Many of my friends come. Sometimes they have existing relationships that fall apart. And so then they reach out and say, could I come to you? And because I have insurance. And I go, certainly, we love people with insurance. It helps pay the bills. So by all means, call 257-8224. Today, I'm here with another nonprofit, the GYO, Casey Lunceford. Not very recently.
About a year. It's about a year now.
Moved over to help Crystal Bijot. And he has brought in a new associate because they have great plans as well, having to do with a fundraising campaign. Casey shared with us that they were gifted a wonderful piece of land right on 45th, but there's nothing on it except trees, sticks, and dirt right now. So, Jennifer?
So we are planning to build a home for GYO because right now we're scattered all over Vero Beach and Indian River County. So we want to put something right in the community of Gifford that will instill confidence, passion, pride in the kids that are there and their families. So it's
and convenience, because transportation's a big problem.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're little. You can't get on a bus if you're only 10 by yourself.
So the building, we're hoping is going to be a recording studio. That's what our vision is. We want to make sure that they can express themselves and be able to record what they're doing. So it's like history.
It is.
Gifford has a very long history of music, a legendary history. And so we want to try to make sure that they know about that history and know that they are the next generation. But we also want to make sure that we provide them with the top of the line opportunities for them to know what they can do, how far they can go, beyond what they probably imagine. So if we
you've
build
got some historical students that have graduated and gone on to do great things and are now teaching music. And so, that vision of I could do that too is fantastic.
Absolutely.
So right now, we've already heard that you're going to be having something coming up this Saturday, but you've also got a gala planned, I hear.
We do in February 11th. And we're very excited about it because it's an opportunity for our students to showcase their talents. And it really is, if you want to smile, come, because you can't help yourself. Because they are not only adorable, but
they are.
But they are accomplished. Yes. So we have them at all ages. We have the little ones and we have the older ones. One of our star students, Tatiana Wallace, Tatiana Wallace, she actually graduated and she performed at last year's gala, I hear, and she is now teaching the beginning violin. So
nice.
So you will definitely have a wonderful evening. But most importantly, we want you to come out and support them because they need an audience. And it is a fundraiser. So we are trying to start to begin the campaign so that we can make that home something that is remarkable for them.
It's remarkable for your community. I'm so proud of you guys, and especially Crystal. I mean, she just keeps going like the little Energizer bunny, encouraging folks.
And that was her vision. One of the things we talked about. She had a design for a building in her mind that she'd brought with her from Los Angeles all these years ago. And we said, I don't know if that's going to fly in, Florida. Yeah. But she's had this vision of creating a home and a place that can nurture students. Mm-hmm. And to Jennifer's point, we want to recognize the musical history in Gifford. And so part of the building itself, some of the walls, we're going to find a place to put some of those photos and historical markers on there so the students learn about their past and can be proud about it.
Mm-hmm. And so you were talking earlier about after a certain venue, mm-hmm. you received a lot of calls mm-hmm. from parents asking, when I was growing up, music was still offered in school. That's not the case in most of Florida now. Mm-hmm. So this is a huge opportunity for kids from kindergarten on up. Mm-hmm. But what about the cost factors, as long as we're talking about fundraising?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the unique part of our program. We work with mostly underserved populations who are socioeconomically challenged. Mm-hmm. So we charge a minimum. We charge $10 a week for a private lesson, for the instrument, for the performance shirt, transportation if needed, and we always feed the kids with snacks and other things, either at rehearsals during the week or at a concert. We'll have lunch for the kids before the concert, make sure they get a nourishing meal. And we do all that and only charge the parents $10 if they can afford it. We have a very robust scholarship program that's been developed over the couple of years. We have an average, to run 12 months, as I mentioned earlier, the students go all year mm-hmm. and include their camp tuition for the summer, where we have a 1-week summer camp. We have a value of $3,000 a year placed on that, because really most of that's instruction. Mm-hmm. We have to pay our instructors.
Sure.
And so that is our scholarship mantra. We charge $3,000 a year, and then the students can apply for scholarships, and the parents can apply for those scholarships, and they either get a full or partial scholarship based on need.
Okay.
But we will never, ever turn a student down. We will find a way to find the funds to help them.
But that's a handy number to have for donors who mm-hmm. might say, I want to sponsor a child for 1 year's worth of everything.
And we do that with, we call that the Crystal Circle.
Ah.
And so that's a special category of scholarships that one of our donors came up with a couple of years ago, and it's kind of stuck, and we all like it. So the Crystal Circle is a fund that's generated. And again, donors can put $3,000 or as much as they want to towards that if they can't afford that. And we put that in scholarships. And again, to go to helping the kids in every aspect of their life, not just the music, but you can imagine the instruments we have. Violins, some of them are getting kind of old, but we repair them for them. They don't have to pay for repairs. We get them taken care of. And as I said, we try to instill in them the opportunity to perform. And it's our job to provide all the accessories to make sure that performance is successful.
And so if you're talking about first graders, you're talking mm-hmm. about the basics, learning how to read music, mm-hmm. learning how to take care of an instrument, all of those things. Including
our piano students. Our mm-hmm. piano students, we send them home with a roll-out carpet so they can see the keyboard. But then they progress to getting a keyboard. We have little, 3/4 keyboards they can take home and sign out if they need to. So all of that's taken into consideration from where we go. And the teachers are instructed to not only teach them how to play, but we want to teach them how to read music.
Exactly.
To me, that's a foreign language. Mm-hmm. I used to tell my students in performing, this is a foreign language. I had the opportunity to go to Japan one time and conduct a Japanese band. Couldn't speak a lick of Japanese, but we made music.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so that was really cool. So we're excited about that. And again,
you don't have a wait list. If people want to get a hold of you to talk about your children?
We have a continuous wait list this year.
Oh.
And we're adding more and more teachers to meet that need. But we've had a very blessed fall. We had a robust fall, 15 new students, and we have 3 or 4 online now. And they can go online to www.gyotigers.org. And you just simply plug there, and we'll contact you and get hold of you and get things going.
That is so good to hear. That it is so popular that you have a wait list. So we're going to wrap up here, but if you have a history of music yourself and kind of don't play professionally anymore, but would like to be involved in nurturing children, I'll bet they could call you.
Absolutely. We could use all those acting.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for being here today. Really appreciate all the information you've brought, and I wish you continued good luck. Not that luck has got much in it. It's really success that just keeps on going. So thank you very much for what you're doing. And thank you all for being here as part of our weekly get-together, and I will see you next week.